An ATS MS420 with a stand from Wexler Packaging Products. Good choice. Let's put it together. With some assistance, remove the stand from the pallet. Place it in an area where you have some room to work. Lock the wheels. Flip out the handle and raise the base about 4 inches to mid-range. That's good. Remove the 4 Phillips head screws on the back panel. Don't lose them. And after they're removed, we're going to pull the back plate up and off and set everything to the side to put back on later. Next, we're going to unpack the machine and set it near the stand. Remove the box covering piece by piece. Please notice that the pieces are labeled. Back, front, rear, left, right. Please remember to save them for storage back in the box. Remove the bander from the box base. Wait, not by the arch. You don't want to damage the machine before you get to use it. Always lift the unit by the base using the proper technique, and be safe. Use a helper. Set it on a sturdy table or workbench if you can. Otherwise, placing it on the floor is fine. You will have the manual with spare heater sheets and mounting tool, assembly instruction sheet, checklist, power cords, mounting knobs and positioning plates, alignment studs and mounting screws, plus a foot pedal if you ordered one, all packaged with the unit. So double check that everything made it as we get ready for the assembly. Find the 2 alignment studs, then have your helper carefully tilt the bander back to expose the base. Again, not by the arch. And thread the alignment studs about 1/3 of the way in on any 2 of the 4 opposite corners, which are tapped for the mounting hardware. Pick up the bander with your helper and guide the alignment studs into the holes where the damping washers have been mounted. The front of the bander faces the front of the stand, and the back panels of the stand and the bander line up together. Now you're ready to secure the bander to the stand with the mounting hardware. You will need a 3mm Allen key to complete this part. Use a washer with each of the M4x16 mounting screws. Install the first 2 screws halfway in on the open corners. Then remove the alignment studs and install the remaining 2 sets. Take your time. You only have to do this once, so be patient. Mount all 4 screws so they're good and snug. Don't try to crank them tight. It's not necessary. connect the jumper cable. It only goes on one way. Then connect the power cord, but don't turn the power on just yet. Next we have to load the material and thread it to be able to band. Take a few moments to review the threading diagram and the instruction sheet. Open the front doors of the stand and mount your first roll of material so it dispenses off of the top of the roll in a clockwise direction. Always remove the first loop off of a new roll of material to keep any of the gum off of the rollers and out of the arch. Following the diagram, go around the right side of the primary roller positioned in the 1 o'clock location, behind the left spring-loaded roller that engages the brake, back to the starting point, and then go under the alignment roller. Next, open up the counter roller. Thread the material over the rubber drive roller and pull about 2 feet through. Center the tape of the drive roller, then release the counter roller by pushing the stud pin. Close the main door over the roll of material. Close the small bottom door over the feed actuator plate and let the extra material pleat back and forth. Finally, feed the tape through the pinch rollers, up the slide, and out of the stand into the bottom of the banding machine. Open up the front door and the tape reel cover of the bander. Pull about 10 inches of material into the bander and close the remaining door on the stand. Turn on the main dispenser power switch first. Now the bander power switch second. The tape feed indicator light should be blinking at this point. Follow the tape feed instructions on the front door of the bander. Hit the tape feed button to load the mill around the arch. Close both doors and you're ready to band. If you plan on using a foot pedal, now's the time to plug it into the banding machine. Review the instruction manual for a few minutes and then let's practice banding in different methods. Manual mode, using the foot pedal, and in automatic. You will notice a help sheet with attached samples included in your packet. If you have any problems or if your bands don't look and feel like the samples provided, please call us right away.
Now that you're familiar with the machine, there's some basic maintenance and care that you need to be aware of. It's a heat seal machine. The heater's protected with a heater sheet. You will need to change that. If it's done properly, the sheet is designed to handle up to about 50,000 bands. To give you a reference point, when you put in a new heater, your heater adjustment starts between 12 and 1, and it's a thermometer control. As your heater sheet wears and gets dirty, you'll find you have to turn it up in slow increments for the seal to work. If you're maxed out, that means your heater sheet is probably pretty dirty and it's ready to be changed. The way to check the heater sheet is put the machine in auto, activate it on the eye so that it does a blind band, doesn't seal. Remove the piece. You need to push the spacer back by hand and physically look at the heater sheet. As it gets used, it will become blackened over the heater. If you have a 420, the heater sheet's designed to be flipped over and used twice. If you have a 380, it's used once, discarded, and replaced. The way to access it and replace it is to turn your machine off, hold the tape feed and auto buttons down simultaneously, and turn it back on. Hold the auto down, tap the tape feed, and watch your heater. It will come up and then drop just below the spacer. That's the point you want to change it. Again, push your spacer back by hand, and it's tough, and it accesses your heater sheet. If this heater sheet was ready to be removed, this will be black along this edge. You just reach in and pull it off the buttons, wiggle it a little bit so that it comes out totally. You're going to turn it around, cup it a little bit, and this takes practice. It doesn't always go in right away, but there's an opening where it came out between the cutter blade and the heater, and you take your time and get it to insert back down the opening. And the heater sheet's designed with 3 buttons. You have your tool that mounts it and seats it. Get it over each button and wiggle it until you hear it pop in, so you see the full button in all 3 spots. And you're ready to go. This information is in your manual. From this point, you can hit the start button and complete the cycle. Hit your tape feed, and you're ready to go. And a quick reminder, when you put the new heater sheet on, set your temperature at around 1 o'clock. If you turn it all the way up and start it, yes, it'll work, but it'll wear out your heater sheet in 25% of the time you would normally get. Okay? Good. Some common troubleshooting that you need to know. One thing that happens if you forget to close the counter pressure roller and you band several times with the machine, eventually this backs out, it doesn't refill, and you don't go around the arch. It will happen. It's a common mistake. Just close it. It'll refeed itself. Another mistake that people make is they open the doors before they have the machine turned off. What happens then? It will just dispense and dispense and dispense over time. Turn it off, power it down, or hold the plate until you do that. That's all you need to do. The final set of troubleshooting information that you want to have up front: if you feed the tape and it stops around the arch, there's 3 things that usually happen. Gum from the roll has gotten up in to the track or on the roller. Check the feed roller inside, make sure there's no gum on it. Check the track, clear it like you were shown before. On the left side of the machine is your arch track manual opening. Get some air and just blow it in around the track. Take a business card or a folded piece of paper and gently go in the track and look for where it's catching. Clear that out. 3, and this is usually for those of you who run the clear poly material, there's probably a band around the spacer. Check that. It doesn't let the material completely go through and activate the flag that's underneath. Other than that, contact your maintenance department and have them call us, and we can go through it and get you up and running in no time.